Hi guys, welcome to the third episode of my SEP vlog in Canada. As of recording, school hasn't started yet. Week -1 we'll have orientation. So not really an orientation because it was just a briefing and it was a 1.5 hours lecture on the history of University of Waterloo, what to do there, the academic responsibilities and all the websites and portals we have to access to. So that's not really important. But after the orientation, we had a dinner together hosted by a Canadian family with Singaporean and Malaysian roots. So this Canadian family, I believe the host parents were actually from Singapore and Malaysia. So then they have been welcoming Singaporeans exchangers since a few years back, just that they stopped during COVID. So they invited a total about 20 Singaporean exchangers. They prepared a massive meal. Alright, so the first dish that they prepared, I'm just gonna flash the name here and the picture. Alright, so it's a French Canadian dish that they serve. I believe is on New Year's or Christmas, I can't remember. Yeah, but it's either one. I'll flash it again. It is really nice. And then after dinner, okay, we managed to chat with a lot of Canadian university students and alumni. Yeah, so afterwards we managed to go down to their basement to play some like arcade games. So they have a table tennis table with a foosball, with those basketball arcade games and many other games. Alright, so it's really amazing and the hosts were very welcoming. And they also invited us to go ice skating. So that was pretty nice to have like a local family to depend on and to communicate in case we have any problems and worries. And moving on, the weekend we actually rented a car to travel down to Niagara Falls because we realized that public transport over the weekends is really bad, as many of the trains that goes from city to city actually stop working because there isn't a real need, as most of the working Canadians only use it during the working days. So we rented a car. It was slightly more expensive because most of us we are under the age of 25 and it costs about $110 a day to rent a car, and the petrol here is pretty cheap. I believe in Singapore it's about $2.30 for 1 litre, but over here it's about $1.30. However, you are travelling very long distance. For example, from our area to Niagara Falls, it takes about 2 hours travel. So that's a bit of a problem. My friend June is a really good driver. Fetch us there and back as well. So that was a good thing. But Niagara Falls, okay, I think it's really underwhelming. Maybe because we go on a day where there is very little sort of visibility, so it's lots of mist. And it was also raining, so it didn't help that we had to seek shelter quite soon because it gets really cold. Yeah, just a normal waterfall, alright, so you can take some pretty nice photos there. However, because we left before it turns dark, we didn't really get a chance to see the lights at the Niagara Falls, but my friend who visited there told me that at night it's actually really beautiful. So if you want to consider if you are on a day trip on a tour, you can stay during the night time, because honestly the daytime isn't that much fantastic if it's misty. Alright, so do check the weather and the conditions before going down. So we went to Niagara Falls on the Saturday before the week of school. Next day we decided to travel down to downtown Toronto and then just do some shopping there. I'm not really interested in shopping because I have most of my winter gear ready. But what I'm interested in is the food. Alright, so when I touched down, I saw Uncle Tetsu. So for those who don't know what is Uncle Tetsu, it's a sort of Japanese cheesecake shop that specializes in the fluffy cheesecake as well as some tarts and some baked goods. But those are not the important stuff. The important stuff are the tarts and the cheesecake. I was really excited, and since we are driving down, I decided to get myself one jiggly cheesecake and 3 and 6 different tarts. So 2 of the chocolate, 2 of the original and 2 of the matcha. And oh my god, last time I saw this was in Japan. So having a chance to eat again in Canada, it really blows my mind because of how good it is. If I'm not wrong, the box of 6 tarts cost $20. So I think one was about $3.75, so they have like a group discount, as well as one cheesecake cost $15. And I believe it is worth the price for the cheesecake. Alright, so hear me out. Cheesecake is really fluffy, light, and gives you all the flavor you want in a cheesecake. Very delicate, but at the same time it is sweet and not too dense. And the cheese tart, okay, just go for the original because the rest, they are not worth it. Alright, so the chocolate and matcha, firstly, they are very dense, very gelate. Okay, so if you're into it, maybe it's good for you. However, I prefer the center to have a little bit of the flowy texture. It melts in your mouth kind of texture, and the original gives you that texture. So if you come here or you go anywhere else with Uncle Tetsu, just get the original. Okay, moving on, for the main course or dinner, we went to eat Juicy Dumplings as recommended by June. So Juicy Dumplings is a very cheap dumpling store in Chinatown, alright, downtown Toronto. The prices there are sort of comparable to those in Singapore. However, the dumplings are actually on par with Din Tai Fung. Firstly, the soup dumplings inside, when you bite into it, the soup bursts into your mouth, and it's not a little bit of soup, it's a sizable amount. So they know they do it right. The pork or the contents are actually pretty good. So they have different options, especially if you're Muslim and you cannot eat pork. There are also chicken options as well. Yeah, so I think that the chicken option is still good. There's option for everyone. I would strongly recommend you, because of the limited sizing, if you are here, you may want to consider takeaway options. Overall, I will give it a 8 out of 10. Okay, the other two is because I think there's still room of improvements. For example, they can improve their sauces. Alright, give more vinegar, not soy sauce, to enhance the flavor. So that's it for week -1. When school starts, I'll share with you more about my curriculum and maybe joining CCAs and the student life fairs. So that's it for now. Peace out.
Okay, now try to do this while looking at your nose with both eyes.